Hi there, and welcome to our grammar course or our own little personal grammatic adventure. Today, we're going to talk about when to use there is or there are, and it is and they are. Now, this is pretty tricky, especially for those of us that speak Swedish. We use this in English when we want to explain through text where something is. But let's take a look and see how would it look in Swedish. In Swedish, we have two ways of saying this. We can either use a more informal language, talspråk, det är många duktiga elever i klassen. Or we can use the more formal language, skriftspråk, det finns många duktiga elever i klassen. For a Swedish person, this means exactly the same thing. There is no real difference, but for the English, these two become very, very different. So this can be very confusing for an Englishman if you used it in the wrong way. If we take a look at it translation-wise, it would look something like this. The informal one would, with det är många duktiga elever i klassen, would turn into it is many good students in the class. Now if we take a look at the other one, the formal language, det finns många duktiga elever i klassen, it would be translated into there are many good students in class. Which one do you prefer? Give it a think and see if you can come up with the right answer. Pause the video, and once you're ready, you can continue. Of course, it is the one on the right. The left one, it is many good students in the class, is simply not grammatically correct. The other one uses there are in an appropriate way. Let's take a look why that is. Remember, we want to indicate where something is. In this case, there are many good students in the class. We can divide this sentence into multiple parts. The first one, there are, is indicating that we are talking about a place. We are telling the reader that we are now going to tell them about a there, a place. Many good students is our noun. We have modified this noun a little bit with some adjectives like many and good and turned it into the compound noun many good students. And this is what we are saying can be found at the place. And then finally, we have the place we are talking about. This is super important that we have all of these three pieces, a place where something is, and as well as a marker to indicate that we are talking about a place. Now, finally, if there is no noun, you can't use there is or there are. For example, it is pretty cold in the classroom. In this sentence, it is indicating that we're talking about how a place is, not what is in the place. Pretty cold is it's not a noun. In this case, it's an adjective with a little modifier before it. So it's pretty cold. Or in essence, how we describe the place. And then finally, the place we are talking about. This is an important distinction. If there is no noun, you cannot use there is or there are. If there is a noun, it should be there is or there are. If you have any questions, of course, you are welcome to let me know. But other than that, that's all for now. See you next week.